webinar is why Canopy is the flooring brand that everyone is talking about. Well, listen, guys, I'm really excited about this webinar, and the whole industry is talking about you guys, what you're doing. So let's get into it. Before we get into the Canopy story, if you don't mind, for anyone that might not know your backgrounds, the background of your family, if you don't mind just introducing yourselves a little bit and talking about your background and what brought you to this day that we're sitting here talking about this new company, Canopy.
Yeah, John, I'll start. This is I'm Julian Dasa, and first of all, appreciate the opportunity here to be on the webinar Wednesday. Excited to further explain and give everybody a little bit of insight on what we're doing here. But I'm president here at International Flooring Company. William, my brother, is a partner of in this new venture. And I say new because the International Flooring Company is new, but we're not new to the industry. Been in the industry for quite some time. In fact, was working for my father, Pete Dossche, for U.S. Floors, and U.S. Floors was a pivotal component into really revolutionizing waterproof flooring, and we were able to be part of that ride and really drive that into the industry and kind of change the game in terms of product. So pretty excited to kind of, so to speak, walk in my father's footsteps, but big shoes to fill. Probably not going to fill them, but we're going to try our best for sure.
Cool.
Yep, John, just to touch on that, William Dossche here. My title here at the company, EVP of Operations, and similar to Julian, flooring kind of runs in our blood. I don't necessarily have any previous experience in the flooring industry. I came from more of a financial background previous to this, but of course, was around the U.S. Floors days all the time. Every summer I worked at U.S. Floors. I even did some internships after college. So flooring is definitely not new to me. Of course, starting a company in flooring is new. But like Joyce said, we saw an opportunity here. We think there's room for us in the market, and we have a new strategy here that we're really excited to talk about, as you guys know. And we believe that we can take what our father built, build something very similar and do it better. It's going to be hard shoes to fill, but we're gonna try our best. Of course, he's still involved, from kind of a higher level, so we have his input and his experience, of course, to fall back on. But we're excited for this new opportunity.
It's awesome, man. And like you guys, I'm second generation also. I grew up, my father was an executive in the flooring industry at a carpet mill. So I grew up walking around a manufacturing plant and listening to all the different things that go through someone's head who's doing that. My father used to take bark off of trees and try to recreate those patterns in carpet. So it was really cool seeing all those different things going on. But yeah, it's really fun to be second generation and have to lean into the experience of your father and talk to him about what you're doing, but also have tools accessible to you and things accessible that weren't there. And so it's an interesting time. So, okay, let's get into Canopy. First question, what was the inspiration behind the name Canopy?
Well, I mean, I'll take that, and William, if you want to jump in. But so we looked at look at industry today, and we built a pretty substantial brand at U.S. Floors, but it was very much more tech driven or specification driven, and it has its place and it has its room in the industry for sure. But we wanted to go a little bit more mainstream, so to speak, and so hence why the word doesn't really encompass anything around flooring itself, around the actual floor. But when you look at the word canopy, and when we looked at it and decided upon that word, and as for our brand, canopy, when you say it, first and foremost, it's an easy word to say. Second of all, canopy is a covering, right? It covers. It's the top part of the forest. right? When you look at a forest, that's the canopy of the forest is the top. I mean, the majority of our products are nature inspired. So we take that and say, look, I mean, we're inspired by that forest. We're inspired by the fact of what nature has provided to us, and then turn it into products. And in this case, for us, more on the PVC side, starting off with vinyl, and then we'll go from there. But then Canopy in itself, and I think William can elaborate a little bit more on that. But the forest is an ecosystem, right? It's a living organism, and that's what we're trying to bring to retail today is not just another product, but an ecosystem, a living, breathing brand that will help that retailer not just able to sell the product, but also ensure that the consumer is 100% satisfied with the overall experience. And that's, for us, that's what kind of brought Canopy to the forefront. And yeah, I'm very excited about it, and it's something that we definitely were going to put a lot of effort behind it to make sure that this is a tool for our retail partner to really fight in the marketplace.
Cool.
Yeah, I think Joan, you hit the nail on the head there. Not too much to add. Like you said, Canopy is kind of our ecosystem. It's the top of the forest, covers everything. That's kind of how we see it. We want to build an ecosystem not only with products, but with the digital side as well. So we kind of picked a name that kind of mimics that, kind of building that ecosystem.
I love it. I kind of envisioned that was going to be your answer. I also thought, Julian, because I've had some conversations with you preceding you guys coming up with that name. And one of the things that I always remembered about the conversations with you is how you thought so much about not just the product and the business, but the people that contributed to the success of your business, whether it be the retailer, whether it be the suppliers overseas or here, and how everything that you were doing was going to have impact on those people, their families. And when I heard that you had named the company Canopy, I kind of envisioned all these organisms working together to grow something and work together. So anyway, cool name. I like it. And I also like the departure from a flooring specific reference, because I think having consumers running around talking about wear layers and millimeters and all that is not good for anybody. And honestly, that's where we get lost and it becomes a commoditized race to the bottom. I think talking about, a more of a feeling, or, what we represent, and a North Star of a company and what that represents, and then showing your product allows everyone in the process to actually talk about the things that are important and get the customer bought in on the brand and move away from just a price. And that's where we've been stuck for a very long time. So it's refreshing to hear that departure from the norm. Okay, so let's get into some of the product part of this. There's no shortage of products out there in the flooring industry. The first time I walked into Surfaces after Todd had acquired my company, Floor Force, he looked around and he goes, "I can't believe this." He goes, "There's 300 booths and everything's the same in every single one of them. How does anyone know what to do in this industry? Now I understand the problem." And so there's no shortage of products or brands in the industry. What makes what you guys are doing different in your eyes? And I can listen from a marketing standpoint, I totally get it. And we're going to do a lot of special things together. But what would you tell us about the product that you guys think, is unique and is worth talking about?
Yeah, well, I can start with that answer, John. I mean, we are, in essence, we are bringing very similar product to the marketplace. I mean, unfortunately, we're not solving Todd's "what the heck, everybody's got the same." But what we are bringing is the fact that, in essence, a lot of the development from the get-go, from our past history, we put that product together. We understand that product inside and out. I mean, we're not coming to the marketplace with just, "Hey, me too." We're coming with product to the marketplace that we fully understand, that we understand that it can go in certain rooms, it can't go in certain rooms. It can go in certain types of installations. So, I mean, part of being a trustworthy brand is to be able to tell your consumer when it can't work, right? When you can't do it. So if we're always saying yes to the consumer and then it fails, you lose that trust, because in essence, then all we're telling the consumer is, hey, we really don't care. We just want to make sure we move product through the system. And that's not how we're looking at it. We're looking at it with the fact that, you mentioned earlier about your view on Canopy, on this organisms that are all helping to solve a solution or create a solution. I mean, our partners, our manufacturing partners, our retail partners, the full supply chain around this product loves product. And we want to make sure that our final customer, the consumer, understands that when you come to us, A, you're going to get quality. B, you're going to get product that you fall in love with. And C, you're going to get product that for the longest of time you become a cheerleader for, right? And that's, if the whole chain isn't part of that, and the whole chain isn't cheerleading that message, then we're all doing ourselves a disservice. And so we believe with our relationships and our manufacturing partners, our relationships with people like yourself and Broadlume, and our relationships with our retail partners, that message can be put forward, and the product will speak for itself. I mean, and in the end, we're all going after that consumer to ensure that he or she, when they put that product in their house or wherever they put it, they can be 100% proud of it, happy about it, and be a cheerleader. I mean, when you buy a new car and you're so proud to show everybody, I mean, we want that same feeling, right? We want to create that same feeling. And so, yes, are we bringing very similar product to the marketplace? You can argue that 100%. But are we bringing product that we know inside and out? 100%. And that's the message we want to portray.
Yeah. William, you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I think, just a few things to add. I would say, touching on what Julian said, it's all about kind of trust and quality for us, right? So, stemming from the past experience, the past company, the past brand that was built, a lot of this can be attributed to what Julian did, when he lived over in Asia, helping quality control and building the suppliers for the past company. We still have all those relationships, right? And we know who we can trust. They trust us. They want to work with us. So it's a really mutual relationship there that we're kind of, using to our advantage. And like Julian said, we know exactly how they're making this product. We've seen their process. We've visited them. So that's kind of one of the aspects we're bringing to the market is this trust. You can trust that our brand, number one, will have the quality, that we've selected it ourselves. We've seen it ourselves. We pick the best designs, using not only kind of retail data, but also, trends in the industry, and then the last part of that would just be that the brand itself, we want to build that brand itself from a consumer side that creates trust and loyalty as well. So it's kind of all three of those things combined.
Yep. Well, I picked up in my early conversations with you guys a difference in the way that you look at your business and the way that you look at relationships with the people that you do business with. And just the fact that the president of the company and the executive vice president are spending time with these people that are actually building the products and know the products inside and outside, I probably can say safely that there's not many people in the same positions as you in the industry that have any clue where those products are coming from. They trust the people that work there, and not that those people aren't talented, but they don't know firsthand necessarily everything about it. So that goes a long way, and should give a lot of trust to the people that you'll be working with, that you actually know exactly what's going out there. You have your name on it, and it all points back to you. So that's awesome. Listen, in one of the conversations that we were having at FloorCon, you guys talked about, the market and the way that you look at the market. And one of the things that you talked about was solving an oversaturated market and also not going and contributing to the erosion of profits in the industry. How do you guys plan on going about doing those things?
Well, my dad said in a speech towards actually it was the World Floor Covering Association's Hall of Fame speech, and in his speech, the terms or the quote that really stands out is that profit is not a dirty word, right? I mean, all of us are in this to change the industry or make the customer extremely happy and pleased with what they've purchased from us, and that's paramount. But it has to make money, and I mean, we got to keep the lights on. We got to make sure that our people are paid, that they can go home and put food on the table for their families and so forth. And everybody in the supply chain needs to be able to make profit, and so it really starts with that system, right? How do we bring product to market, and how do we make sure that when a retail partner of ours really partners up with us, they know that number one, our brand, we're going to be standing 100% behind it. From a quality perspective, we're going to be standing behind the product, so there won't be any back and forth claim issues or quality issues that eat into those profit margins. But then really what Canopy truly stands for is this new digital ecosystem. And this digital ecosystem is a way for us together, retail partner and ourselves, to capture that consumer and make sure that when that retail consumer walks into the retail partner store or starts to interact with that retail partner, they know they can sell it comfortably, because in essence, Canopy is going to have very limited distribution. So there's not going to be an opportunity for this product to be price shopped around. Because in essence, that's one of the main key points that we see today. If you look at retail, you have a very limited amount of space on your showroom floor, and that space is valuable. So how do you ensure you when you put that display or that selling mechanism, that merchandiser on the retail showroom floor, how does it get a return on investment? And so unfortunately, we've seen the industry and a number of players that they just throw a display in it for free, no problem. Here we go. Just hope that it makes a sale. But that's not how you create a return on investment. So not just driving profit through making sure that the product is good, but also making sure that the ecosystem is working for you will, in our opinion, really help keep those profits high and keep the retailer and their retail sales associates really confident in, hey, I can actually make money on this product. I can create a sustainable business around this product and around this brand. And that's really the mission that we have with Canopy. So
That's awesome. William, anything to add to that?
Yeah, just a few points there. I think Julian touched on most of it. I think a big thing here is the limited distribution, kind of the market exclusivity. That's something that we see in the industry as not being focused on enough, right? It's more kind of the strategy has always been, it seems like, is put as many displays out there in as many stores as quickly as possible. And it doesn't matter who it is, just put displays there. So we don't really have that same strategy. We don't believe that that's the right way to go to market. One, because like Julian mentioned, you have that margin erosion, you have that price shopping, and you really basically take the power away from the retailer and give it to the consumer to do whatever they want and shop around. So we don't want to do that. We want to empower the retailer with this brand and know that they're protected in their market, and give them that peace of mind that the consumer won't come in and price shop them and their margins won't go down. And along with that, it's all about creating that brand not only online but in the store, that the consumer can be, make it easy for them to shop and make it easy for the retailers to sell. So that's all I would add there.
Yeah, well, that's really exciting. I mean, because you guys came to us at a very, very interesting time in our evolution as a technology company. And we are finally at a place, and it's taken a very long time, that we now know for sure if we have the right product with the right experience, with the right marketing, that we can get a consumer to actually select that product, order a sample, visualize the product, and walk into the store ready to buy. And to be honest with you, just to add another level of value to that would be if someone's walking in the store and you know you're in a protected territory, there is not many people that can say that they have any sort of relationship like that. So that makes this partnership and the way that you guys have decided to go to market extremely exciting for us as a technology company who's offering out technology and trying to, match up um, basically partners that believe in what we're doing, believe in the independent retailer, and want to do something different. And so it's going to be very exciting from a technology standpoint to be working with you guys as you're out in the market, presenting yourselves in a very different way with a very different value proposition than most people are offering or have offered in the past. So that makes this partnership, I would say, quite interesting and exciting for all of us here. Well,
Yeah,
listen.
and John, just to just to quickly add to your comment, sorry. I mean, when we looked at the marketplace from a digital and technology perspective, I mean, Broadlume, you had, like you said, it's taken you guys a long time, and it's creating, so to speak, your North Star. But you guys had all the tools, so to speak, to make what we believe is the right approach to the marketplace. So, we're excited to really drive that forward with you guys. So, and it's clear with working with your team that you guys have a very motivated and strong team. So appreciate that as well.
I appreciate that. We're excited. And yes, we're very motivated. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, everything that we do with our customers is based on a subscription. So if we aren't delivering value day after day, week after week, month after month, you just cancel your subscription. So we are constantly on the hook to continue to improve as we go forward. But it's really tough because all we are is a technology company without products, right? Without partnership from companies like yours, it doesn't mean anything. The
Right.
platform itself is just a platform that doesn't actually do anything until we bring products and consumers together on it. And then is when the magic happens. And we are super, super excited about this. So listen, we're heading into surfaces. Question for you guys. There's going to be a lot of people interested. I've already had some of those phone calls. I've had people that tell me, hey, I saw you're partnering with those guys. Can you get me an inside conversation with them? And I've never had anybody ask anything like that since I've been doing this. So people are very interested already. We're going into surfaces. How would somebody who's interested in talking to you guys get a hold of you guys and meet you at surfaces?
Yeah. In fact, William and I were talking about that here, and our team's talking about it. I mean, again, it goes back to, our limited distribution concept. And so for surfaces, yes, we are present. We do have a booth, albeit very small. So for that perspective, because of just pure space and the size of our team and the ability, it will be tough to get that true one-on-one. Happy to share my email, my phone to the world to have that ability to try to set up a time. I know, John, with Broadlume, we're able to bring a display onto the Broadlume booth. So just for people to be able to kind of see, touch, feel, get an idea what that is exactly is going to look at. We'll be around. We'll be walking the show. We'll be at our booth. We'll be on the Broadlume booth every now and then. So it's I'm happy to give my phone and make sure people, if they want, call, text, and then afterwards, you know what? I mean, we're a plane ride, car ride, Zoom call, whatever call, Teams, carrier pigeon, whatever you want. We can communicate with you. So we'll be happy to talk.
Awesome. Well, just for those listening that are going to surfaces, the Broadlume booth is number 2332, and the Canopy products and display will be in our booth, so you can see it there. And maybe you'll see Julian or William walking around surfaces, or you can find them there. This will not be the only way. Obviously, we'll be doing some more things together. I can tell you, again, it's just an interesting time in the industry. We are starting to get feedback from the early adopters of digital retailing. And I truly do believe since e-commerce, we finally have a user experience that is better than e-commerce. It's better than anything that the box stores have, and it directs all of that interest back to the independent retailer and the manufacturers that are supporting them. And the fact that you guys are going to market in such a unique way with such a unique brand, this is going to be super, super exciting. So now we're going to go to the Q&A. Guys, I will see you in Vegas in a week or so. All right, live with Q&A. Anyone who has any questions for Julian, William, myself, let's have it. Okay. Well, listen, before we get Q&A started, I just found out we have a special guest joining us for Q&A who will actually be part of the experience at Surfaces with the treasure hunt that the Canopy brand is part of. So with that, I want to introduce Captain Broadbeard.
Ahoy there, Dosche's young wellermen, retailers and buccaneers. Captain Broadbeard here, and if you're sailing the high seas to Surfaces next week, you'll have a chance to win me treasure. So, as we talk about sending out more information to all you swashbucklers and how to win later today, it's nice to see me Canopy mateys here. You buccaneers are one of the stops on the treasure hunt, and I appreciate you keeping an eye out of me loot. So, I know we have a lot of retailers asking questions about how they can get more information on Canopy. So, without further ado, we'll get to those questions. Question number 1, let's pull it up. So, William, Julian, is this open to any dealer?
Captain Broadbeard, let me answer that one for you. Mike, I think this question came from you, but no, this is not open to every dealer. Again, Canopy is a brand that will be have very limited distribution, and again, it goes back to what we said earlier on ensuring that you can make a profit on this brand. You can really be confident in selling that, and that your RSAs or your team knows that when the consumer walks in, it's you're the one with that brand, those products, and really be supported by us behind it. So.
Okay, well, I think that just goes back to ways that you guys can protect their loot and their margins and competitive advantages in market. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Wonderful. All right, next question up. All right, they can't find any information on the IFC website right now. Is that intentional?
William, you want to jump in?
Yeah, I'll take that one. Yeah, it is intentional. And it kind of goes back to actually the last question as well that Julian just touched on. So, with this being a limited distribution model, kind of a more exclusive brand, it's not open to every dealer. Any dealer could be a candidate, like Julian mentioned, but it's not going to be everywhere. It's not going to be in every dealer in every market. And so part of that also is for us. We're kind of in the process of going through not only the selection process, but kind of, building the brand itself. And then, once we, build out our retail network and, in preparation for our official launch, which is going to be in April of this year, we will start to, bring out all the information regarding the brand, not only on our websites, but on all social media and things like that. But for right now, while we're still building the brand and still building out our retail network, we're keeping things kind of closer to the chest to try and keep the message controlled by us for now. So it is intentional, but it won't be forever.
Oh, wonderful and great question, and I think that answers a question that just came in from Floors to Your Door. So he's not going to be at market this year, and he'd like to get on board with you guys. I assume that they should just reach out directly to connect with you folk?
Yes, reach out to us. In fact, on our website, you should be able to go in and ask for basically how do we sign up, or get connected to your Broadlume team, and they'll get us out there, or get your contact to us, and we'd be happy to reach out. Depending on where you are and what market you're in, we'll probably have somebody feet on the street, so to speak, and we'll have somebody from our team contact you. If it's not myself, William, it might be one of our sales team members.
All right. So in short, just reach out to these Buccaneers and they'll help you get set up. All right. Next question up. Okay. From Jason Trim, down in the North Carolina seas. What are some of the types of advertising you'll be doing to promote the Canopy brand to the general public?
Jordan, I can take this one if you want. Yeah, so there's going to be a number of avenues for advertising. I'm assuming he's talking about digital advertising, so online advertising, and that's going to be SEO, search engine optimization. We're also going to be utilizing blog websites, blog posting. Of course, social media will be a big one. Another big one that we're really excited about is Pinterest. And so, it's going to be a combination of all that. So that's kind of going to be the main avenues that we're going to be using to the consumer.
Wonderful. Jason, let us know if it's just digital or traditional or everything. Okay, next question up. They just keep pouring in. All right, from Miss Debbie Winter down in Florida. What is your e-commerce policy? And how are you going to protect dealers from lowball pricing?
So Canopy will not be online. And what I mean by that is it's not going to be sold via online websites. Canopy will be in a digital space, meaning if you go back through our webinar, there was a post on kind of the ecosystem that was built. So yes, I mean, everything about the brand, how the brand works for the consumer, the products that will meet their needs. If they type in, best flooring for my kitchen, obviously Canopy will be mentioned in those, call it education blogs, education postings, but we will not be selling flooring or Canopy in that matter online. And to protect the retail, there will for sure be map pricing set to ensure that the level is here. When a consumer looks at the price levels, it's up here. And then when they come into your retail store, it's then up to that retail partner to close that sale. But yeah, we will protect the brand online. It will not be able to be shopped around in that sense.
All right, and my favorite thing, how you are protecting their loot. Okay, it looks like we still have a couple more questions. Next one up. Okay, so if I'm in a buying group, can I have Canopy?
I mean, yes, and William, you can elaborate more on this as well if you want. If you're part of a buying group, where we will for sure be looking at you as a. I mean, we're going to be going after individual retailers in their individual markets, right? If they're part of a buying group, that's a whole different. That's a whole different strategy on that retailer perspective. But for Canopy, for instance, if you're in Atlanta and you happen to be in the zip codes that we want to be able to service, and you are that partner that we together decide is the best fit and the best, to go back to that word, partner for Canopy, then that's who we will approach and really work out, the dealings around Canopy. So if you're part of a buying group, that's really going to be not an issue. So yeah, I don't see that as being an issue.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, William, please continue.
No, I was just going to say, no, I think Joanne hit it on the head, the nail on the head there. So no need to add anything more.
Okay, the questions keep rolling in from Mr. Jason Trim. Will Canopy ship direct to dealers for distribution? In short, will you offer drop shipping for stores?
So the idea with Canopy is that, you as the retailer are our partner in that specific market. So distribution from us here in the beginning will definitely be, we work that through you. So through the dealer in that marketplace. If you retailer decide with your consumer, with your customer at that point, to say, hey, we'd like to have it drop shipped. I mean, that is a conversation that we'll have to have together and really manage that. And again, not everything can be drop shipped because of neighborhood challenges, trucking, whatever it may be. So again, we look at our dealer as a true partner. And so when we look at that, it means everything from the last mile perspective to how we market it together, to how we sample it together, to how we really take that lead, that hot consumer lead who wants Canopy, and how do we close that deal? And so, it's not going to be a straight line every time. There'll be days when we do the wave as we speak to make that deal happen and make that consumer happy with Canopy.
A true client partner, it sounds like. Okay, the questions keep rolling in. Floors to your door, Texas has a question. Will dealers in Texas have access for Yee's products?
100%. We love 100%. Texas.
Oh, okay. Any other questions? I think we've almost exhausted them all. 60 minutes later. I think that's about it. Last call for questions. And as we wait for them to roll in, next week you'll have a chance to win me loot and incredible prizes at Surfaces. Just make sure you swing by me ship at Broadlume booth 2332, where you'll also be able to see the Canopy display in person. So, William, Julian, any last comments you want to make before we set sail?
Look, we're very excited to bring Canopy to the marketplace, and we are really driving this brand and call it this ecosystem to provide another avenue for the retailer and for our retail partner in this sense to go after the consumer. The consumer is changing every day, and their buying habits are changing every day. And if we want to be that tool and that avenue and that brand that will continue to help you guys evolve into this ever-changing marketplace. And so we're very excited, we're humbled, and we're ready to rock and roll.
All right, and we have one last question from Captain Trim. Will you have standard pricing for stores you work with?
Yes, yes, we will.
Okay, easy and concise. I like it. All right, so gentlemen, Buccaneers, retailers, and Wellermen, I'll see all of you next week in Mandalay Bay Cove in Las Vegas. And for all of us at Broadlume, IFC, and Highlighting Canopy, we wish you adieu and a wonderful day. Have a good one, y'all.